the story, the foundation of the first time around was built on the rivalry between Senior and Nigel Benn. And that still remains. Here we are speaking of Senior. Nigel's going to be in his son's corner come Saturday. And when I think of the Benn Eubank rivalry, it actually reminds me of another famous family rivalry, and that's the Harrigans and the Stevensons. Are you familiar with the Harrigans and the Stevensons?
Of course I am, dude. I've been watching Mobland. I've watched all the episodes that have been aired so far. I'm obsessed with it. Obsessed with it. It's
well, we didn't speak about this beforehand. I hope that you're being serious, because our very first sponsor is Mobland, which is premiering and streaming right now on Paramount Plus. You didn't even know this. This is legit. This is a shoot.
This really? This
Look at the screen. Look at the screen. There it is, presented by Mobland, which, by the way, we are 4 episodes in. It's tremendous stuff. Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, who else? Guy Ritchie's the executive producer and director. It's a tremendous series about a family rivalry, the Harrigans and the Stevensons. In case you haven't watched it, unlike Ariel and I, take a look at this.
We have a situation developing.
Problem solved. Power is a hungry thing.
With family rivalries on everyone's minds.
It's incredible.
You gotta watch this. It premieres every Sunday, new episode every Sunday on Paramount Plus. You can go back and watch the first 4 episodes. A tremendous sort of old school London family rivalry, mobster stuff. Everything you want and more to get you ready for Saturday's Benn Eubank Showdown. And I love the fact that I actually purposely didn't tell you that they were going to be our first sponsor, because we've been talking about having a sponsor for weeks. You're an actual fan. What better?
Dude,
what better
it's
reaction?
crazy. Like, honestly, I love Guy Ritchie. Obviously, look, I grew up on Snatch and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. And what I love about Mobland as well, obviously, look, shot in London. And I just love the fact that I can see sort of venues and where he's been. I can see certain streets. I know certain streets of where some of the stuff was shot. So it's actually incredible. Honestly, it's incredible. And look, Tom Hardy, one of my favorite actors, Helen Mirren, who's like just royalty over here. And so is Pierce Brosnan. So look, fantastic cast. And I'm itching to get to Sunday for episode 5, because I don't want to give too much away, but it's starting to get really heated. So yeah, what an amazing sponsor.
Amazing. Going back to Chris, if I can, Chris Jr., do you agree with what I said to Eddie in terms of the fact that he has now become the babyface? And if so, why do you think that is? Your boots on the ground, you have the temperature of the people, you're right there. It feels like every time I look at the comments of a Chris Jr. interview, everyone's like, please, Chris, do it. I want you to do it. I'm on your side. I finally turned in your corner. What happened here? And did this actually happen? Am I reading it correctly?
No, you are. Look, and it's almost happened by default. I mean, let's not sort of sugarcoat or try and just skim over what Conor Benn has been through in the last 2.5 years and the reasons why the first fight didn't happen. I still feel like there is a lot of anger. Even though me and you've kind of got over it, I feel like there's still a lot of British fight fans that are angry with Conor Benn. And so by default, if he's fighting a fellow Brit, they're on that side now. So that's happened. I think they look at the situation with his dad, so they're going to jump to that as well. They look at it like, okay, it's him versus Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn is almost the person that everyone loves to hate for some reason. Like Eddie Hearn will probably get booed walking in as well. So it's like him versus that team over there. And I feel like they're starting to finally understand the Chris Eubank Jr. humor and his personality. I think a lot of people looked at it early as being quite snobbish, but now they realize that's who he is. But they also know that he's got a kind heart. I think they're seeing how he's looking after his brother that passed away, their child. He's almost taken on the role of looking after that child. And I think people can see that. He obviously paid all the undercard fighters. He put that out there as well. They can see that. So how can you not like him? Like, what's he done wrong? And I always feel like Chris used to say this, like, guys, what am I doing wrong? I don't cheat. I get in there. I try my hardest. I fight. I'm not out partying. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm a good guy. And I think finally people are starting to say, you know what? You're not that bad after all, are you? So, yeah, I think it's taken a while, but at the age of 35, the British public are finally behind him. But I think it's also because they're not really behind Conor Benn. So it's almost like one's working with the other.
Win or lose, you think we're getting a rematch?
It depends how it plays out.
Okay.
I think like most fights, right? It depends how it plays out. If this goes to points, Bivol Beterbiev-esque, then why not? If it doesn't, then I think both go their separate ways.
Oh, really? Wow. I thought it was fait accompli no matter the result, regardless.
No, but I mean, it's no matter
the biggest fight for both of them, right?
It is, but it's all down to bums on seats and interest. And say, just play with me here. Say Conor Benn gets knocked out in 3 rounds. People are going to be, we knew it. Chris Eubank's too big, too strong, too experienced.
Sure.
We all move on. So something crazy has to happen, or it has to be a really tight fight, I think, for there to be a rematch.
How old were you in 1990?
I was 9.
9. Do you remember the first fight?
Absolutely.
Wow. Where did you watch it?
Yeah. ITV. So
no, I mean, like, where were you?
Oh, at home.
Okay.
But then my dad was around. So my dad used to be a big boxing fan. So all the big fights used to come on, even the ones in America. My dad would watch it like that. So I remember that one almost like it was yesterday, that one. Wow. And what's really interesting as well is seeing Ronnie Davis, who's obviously part of Chris Eubank's team, seeing a young Ronnie Davis walk into the ring with Chris Eubank, who at the time I didn't like because I was a big Nigel Benn fan, but I gained so much respect for him in latter years.
And then where were you for the rematch?
I don't remember.
Wow.
Obviously, I remember the rematch, but I don't exactly remember where I was. Obviously, look, 1993, Old Trafford. I was like just begging for Nigel to win. He did win that fight. Forget the record books, people. He won that fight. It wasn't a draw, but I don't remember where I was. I'm guessing, look, I would have been, 12? So I would have been at home, but I just don't remember.
Well, if in fact Junior and Conor fight again, that will be 4 fights between the Benns and Eubanks. There are 4 episodes already up on Paramount Plus right now. It's called Mobland. It's an all-star cast. We appreciate them joining forces with us. We appreciate their support very much. They support us. You should support them as well. Go check it out right now. Paramount Plus, Mobland, new episode 5 on Sunday. So once you're done with all the fighting, sit back and relax and watch a great series on Sunday. We appreciate them very much.